Michelle, what do you think is the biggest problem facing our young people in Baltimore City schools?
I love City Springs. However, there are things that could be different and are for students in other parts of the state. I think that we should address the following 3 issues. First, technology. Students need to become more comfortable around modern technology. The outside world of City Springs demands that we adapt to high-tech tools. This requires hands-on, repeated use of up-to-date computers, tablets, and whatever else comes next. Every student in Baltimore City should have the opportunity to use technology. The second issue is teacher recruitment, pay, and training. We need more highly qualified teachers. This allows for smaller class sizes and rigorous instruction for all students. We need teachers who are at the top of their class. We would like to have smaller class sizes so that more students can have individualized attention. My last issue is transportation. This may not seem like a big deal, but it is the single most extra cost to our schools. We would like to be able to travel for team sports and field trips outside of Baltimore City. No graduate of any Baltimore City school should have walked across the stage and received their diploma without having seen the Capitol Rotunda in D.C. or the State House in Annapolis. These are issues only due to school funding. They aren't issues in other parts of the state. Why should they be here?
Okay, but how do we do this? Ronald?
I agree with Michelle. We cannot accomplish these goals at City Springs if some students in the state have better opportunities than others. We need to address these inequalities in education, but that goes beyond simple dollars and cents. In 2002, the Maryland General Assembly instituted the Thornton Funding Plan. This was designed to ensure that every student in Maryland receives the same amounts of opportunities. Currently, Baltimore City receives the highest amounts of state funding per student than any other county. I think that we could keep the current funding structure, but use other strategies to ensure that everything remains equal. The 21st Century Building Plan is a great example of this. The state is using resources at its disposal and not impacting taxpayers at the same time. The Thornton formula works. The recalculations will be done this year, and we all can return to equitable funding. Baltimore City local tax base is increasing, and the state should do what it can to help in other ways. Increasing local tax revenue will add to city schools' budget so that we can afford more teachers and better field trips.
Great, Devin. So, Ronald feels that the state could take a multifaceted approach to improve available funding to city schools. What do you think, Devin?
I think my friend Ronald understates the issue. I think that we need a new funding formula. The one written in 2002 is way out of date. It is inexcusable that we have delayed the revaluation this long. The formula does not need to be tweaked. It needs to be redone to take into account the new education standards. Baltimore City has a dense tax base. It remains the cultural and economic hub of our state. Believe me, I live here. My school is in the shadow of the Lag Mason building. I could walk to the flag house, take the water taxi to Fort McHenry, and watch the Orioles beat the Yankees that night. The state needs to recognize that the city contributes to Maryland in many ways. Those who work in Baltimore City and benefit from all we have to offer don't always live here. The state can help recapture some of this tax base and ensure that city students remain competitive. Thank you.
I'm so proud of them.